All right, everybody, we got a good one on top five tonight. We're doing our top five albums from 1991.
Welcome to Top 5 with Joey Cassata. Starring Joey Cassata.
Team Jesus, my friend. Am I walking around, Park?
Co-starring Ernie Palooza. And the Doctor, Tommy Snyder.
Goddamn.
Now here's your host, Joey Cassata.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Top Five. I'm your host, Joey Cassata.
And I'm stupid and contagious.
Ernie, we just lost all the viewers. They were here, not so much anymore. You won't see them no more.
Oh, you won't see him no more.
Who was that? Was that Godfather?
Yeah.
Oh, you won't see him no more. What's up, Ern?
Nothing.
How you
Same
been?
old-
Missed you.
I miss you too. Got a big thing Tuesday. Endoscopy and colonoscopy at the same time on Tuesday. Woo!
Hold on. I'm not sure there's F's in either one of those words. Say those again.
Endoscopy and colonoscopy.
Wait, you got both the same week?
The same time.
Wait, so obviously we know what the colonoscopy is. What's the other one?
Colonoscopy.
Endoscopy?
But that would be in the front and colonoscopy. Would be the back.
What's the other one?
Ah.
Oh, so you were literally a human centipede.
Yeah.
You were the middle.
I keep imagining you will be the middle.
Now I know. You are the middle.
I keep imagining the pig on the spit somehow for some reason. Barbecue.
Hey, there's no video of this. No, Colleen doesn't document this. Nobody has video of you up as a pig. Well, I know the thumbnail we're using for this week's episode.
Great. Oh, yuck.
That's easy.
Sure.
Oh, good. And so what did they find anything? What happened?
I got something called H. pylori, but I don't even know too much about it. It's a bacteria in my stomach or something that keeps food from being digested all so I carry food around me for forever, basically.
So when you eat something, it just stays in your body.
My stomach doesn't totally empty, so they're working on it.
Does it have anything to do with the lack of dairy in your system your whole life?
No, it's just a bacteria.
So the bacteria stops the digesting of the food.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's what the doctor would tell you to do.
No, I don't.
Couple shots of whiskey will clear that right up.
That doctor, yes.
Yes, the real doctor, not these fake doctors you go to. But you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on antibiotics that supposedly kills this stuff forever. So we'll see.
How'd you feel after? Did you feel a little violated? How you felt okay? What are we talking here?
Well, you're talking about the endoscopy,
Tests.
colonoscopy. That's coming up. That's Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
That's Tuesday. That's coming.
So you got to do the whole empty out, the drainage of the system, ready to go.
Yeah, that's Monday. That's gonna be fun.
Well, I mean, you did it here one time. You might as well do it at your own house once. You were empty that night, Ern.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. I
Please.
don't mind the actual procedure is fun because I'm sleeping.
Please, I need Colleen to document this. Please. I know there's going to be toe crampage. I know it's all coming.
I'm gonna be past. Oh, you mean the day before?
Yes, the night before. I want all the prep. Are you getting a liquid or pills?
They haven't even told me yet. I find out tomorrow.
God, I hope it's the liquid. It's gonna be great.
Colleen has actually
Colleen,
made plans not to be here on Monday.
oh, she's gonna finally experience what I went through over a year ago now.
She's coming to you guys on Monday.
Oh no, no, no. I didn't tell you we moved.
Oh, well, she's going to the old house then.
Um, we got a good one tonight, but I got a couple of things we announced today. Uh, that the new Kiss book, myself partnering with the guys from Shout It Out Loudcast, Tom and Zeus, those idiots. We're doing we're gonna be reviewing every Kiss song in the Kiss catalog. Now, not just us, we have over, I think, 150 contributors, over 1,500 reviews. You're even a part of these reviews. Am I right, Ern?
You are right, Joe.
I got a promo copy right here.
Oh,
There it is. Over 600 pages of glorious reviews. It's going to be great. The release date, it'll be coming soon, but it will be this month. And it's going to be great. We're getting great responses. We got everyone in this book, from guys from Kiss, Ace and Gene and Bruce and Chris Jericho's in there, and Mike Portnoy, and God, we got so many celebrity guests, and even the man, the myth, the legend, Ernie Palooza. Do you remember some of the
wow.
songs you reviewed, Ern?
Naked City.
Oh, that's a perfect review for you. Let me take a little peek right now. If I can get to it quickly, maybe I'll read you Ernie's
Killer.
review.
Killer, maybe?
Killer? Oh yeah, that's enough. Well, Naked City's more up your alley. Let's see here. No, oh, there it is. Naked City. Ernie Palooza
Woo!
from Top Five with Joey Cassata. This song sounds like it should be on The Elder. It's very epic sounding and not like the concise pop songs on the rest of Unmasked. Could this have been one of the last songs written for the album? It sounds more like the next release. This is a good review, Ernie,
I only do the best. Yes.
because it makes you wondering, does it, maybe it was part of the end of those sessions moving into the Elder era. Nicely done. But again, that's what you're going to get in this book. It's, like I said, over 1,500 reviews, every single Kiss song in the catalog in order, being reviewed by celebrities and musicians. It's going to be great.
My insights are out of sight.
So we're doing a good episode tonight. This is an interesting one. So we did a lot of top five albums of the 80s, of course, because that's our favorite era. We're going to dive into 1991. And now, before I picked this topic, I did not realize, because everyone always associates grunge with a couple years later, I think, right? When I think of grunge, I think of like 94 through 96, 7, right? What do you think of, Ern?
Uh, I don't think that late. This is the year that counts for grunge. This is
You're
the
right,
beginning.
because this is the year, but maybe it's because I'm so immersed in other musical scenes that the three big, or even four big if you want to count. I mean, I know Red Hot Chili Peppers is not grunge, but that's on the same. You got Pearl Jam 10, you got Nirvana Nevermind, you got Soundgarden, Ed Motor Scooter, you got the
Put a
big Red Hot
finger.
Chili. Oh, Ben Motor. That's Sammy Hagar. Ben Motorfinger. I mean, then you also got stuff like, I think Temple of the Dog is this year. You got Blood, Sex, Magic from Red Hot Chili Peppers. So this is the corner shifting quickly, turning this corner quickly to a whole other genre of music that I was unaware of, and I think it took a little more than a year or 2 years to really take over. But it was obviously happening right now because these albums come out this year.
Yeah, like Nevermind was the big one. I don't think it came out until September or so. So and nobody bought it at the beginning.
And any idea when is like and I don't know if it's on either one of our lists. I hope it's not, Ernie, because I don't like it. But the Nirvana album, do you know what when was Smells Like Teen Spirit video released?
Well, it came out the same time as the album, so I'm gonna
It
say,
did,
yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing September of '91.
but the latest early 92 probably, right?
Well, that's when suddenly everybody was a Nirvana fan.
Right. So that video changes everything. It's not just again, everyone's got to remember MTV at this point is still they're the kings. They put something on in heavy rotation, it takes over. And I don't know how it happened. Like, what made them really play this Nirvana video? So, where's the conscious effort? I always wonder, like, when grunge took over, was it just rebelling against, all the power ballads and stuff coming out from the metal bands? But who decides, yes, this is it? Or the fans just decide?
I think. All right, I'm really gonna get all conspiratorial here. I think it's the payola that decides. Yeah,
And listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. I've had that theory for years. I can't agree with you more. I think the record labels said to themselves, enough of this. Everyone's got, the Britney Foxes on their label. They're all doing power ballads. They're all doing the same thing. Everyone looks the same. Everyone sounds the same. And we're paying all those bands a fortune. The albums are costing a fortune, big production. Let's start doing something else. And I think they all got together and they started pushing these other bands who were cheaper, easier to produce. Um, and the payola, if anyone doesn't know what payola is still very active today. I've seen it firsthand. Payola is just when the record companies basically pay the record station, the radio stations, and people like MTV to play certain things in heavy rotation. And sometimes it's paid by cash, sometimes it's paid with favors. And in the 80s, I think it was very heavily paid with drugs. And it's a big, a big part of the music industry that I think people overlook.
matter of fact, I think it wasn't even called grunge. Um, at the beginning, I think the Seattle Sound was the name of it.
Right.
Changed to it, but yeah, I mean, you put the money behind something. You know, a great Kurt Cobain story, which is not told much. The first Nirvana album in '89, Metallica, when they were touring on Injustice for All, discovered that album. I think it was called Bleach, and they loved it so much. I can't imagine a band loving an album this much. They loved the first Nirvana album so much they wrote a letter to Kurt Cobain, telling Metallica,
Metallica did?
telling him how much
Right.
they loved this album. The
That's
album before.
incredible. Wow. I never heard that story.
Let's also remember '89 or '90, Alice in Chains opened for Van Halen.
Right. I just saw a clip on YouTube, Facebook or Instagram of that tour when Van Halen comes out and like pranks Alice in Chains on stage. So what
Al-
Alice in Chains out? When's Facelift?
'90, that album, and it was
So
called
oh, Facelift is before Nevermind 10 and all that. I didn't know that.
and Soundgarden has an album even before all of them.
Right. What was the other Soundgarden album?
There's an album I think in '88, Louder Than Love maybe is the title.
Wow.
And then if you want to go
Eh,
even further back, there's Mudhoney and those groups.
right. Of course. Yeah, I did a grunge show at my School of Rock, and Mudhoney was one of the bands we did, which was like one of the first, I guess, considered grunge bands. But would you agree that obviously I think it's easy to agree that Nevermind is what breaks it?
Yes. Oh yeah,
Or maybe it doesn't break it, maybe it just breaks it and categorizes it.
it made them all rich.
Yeah.
Money does everything.
And Facelift was popular or at this time or no? Man in the Box is Facelift, all that stuff is Facelift?
Yeah, well, well, Man in the Box is the only big hit off of Facelift.
Right,
The
but that's a big one.
Sea of Sorrow was a single, but it didn't do anything.
Right, right. All right, enough talking about this shitty grunge. Let's get down to it. I don't know if I have. I know I don't have any of them. I'm sure you might have one or two, but I definitely don't.
Alice in Chains was not called grunge though until grunge got big.
Right. Well, I
They,
mean, who even who coined that term? Where's grunge? Where does that come from?
I don't have that information. Great question.
Sludge would have been a better name.
I like that too. I like the name grunge. It sounds like a
It sounds like what it is.
big beard. I'm gonna go chop down a tree outside.
I think
Big
that's
beard,
lumber. I think that's
red.
lumberjack, Ernie.
Yeah, that's what I think of when I hear a red hair beard.
All right, come on. What do you got? Number five. Oh wait, hold on. What do you? We didn't play our infamous world renowned. Hey, what are you drinking tonight?
On antibiotics, nothing.
You
Can't
know,
drink.
I'm going to tell you a little secret.
Yes.
I think it works better with antibiotics.
Yeah, but it makes the antibiotics work less.
That's what the doctor always told me. He said, "No, no, no." I used to tell him, "Well, I know I'm on medication." Oh, it's better. I'm like, oh, really?
I was gonna ask him, but he's not here.
Yeah, I mean, I keep sending you the message to get him on board again. Is he not getting it?
I don't know. He's still playground out.
Yeah, he's still recovering. Obviously, the playground show was a couple of weeks ago. The big reunion show, really 35th anniversary. Um, we filmed a documentary. I'm actually talking to Greg daily about it. We're putting something really fun together. We're going to hit the festival circuit with it. I think it's going to come out really, really great, Ernie. Um, but yeah, Doctor's still recovering, but he'll be joining us periodically and over the next few weeks. But I tonight, and not only am I drinking this out of this beautiful Kiss Dynasty glass, but a wonderful, and it's a little too spicy for me. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to be coughing tonight. Little nice Bloody Mary.
How do you think Kiss felt when they selling so many albums? We're gonna call this album Dynasty, and that was the end.
Sure, that's a good point. That was not the end. What are you talking about?
With
We
sales, it
just
was
you better just shut up. We don't badmouth Kiss on this show, Ernie. I'll press the eject button right now. God damn it.
I'm not bad mouthing. I'm talking about financial.
Well, they did okay in the '80s, even though they went bankrupt a couple times. They're okay.
What would doing badly? What would you call
What do you got? Number five. Top five 1991 albums.
is the one album if I ever for a non-rock fan, if you want to try to turn Ozzy onto a non-rock fan, this would be the way to go. This is his pop metal album for me. With Mom I'm
I,
Coming Home, with
right.
I Don't Want to Change the World.
This is not the song that I always tease the doctor about. This is not the album with well, maybe it is. Perry Mason, is it?
No, that's the next album.
Okay. I don't know why I always used to tease him about that song.
This is the last album I really. This is after this album. The next Ozzy album is where I gave up on Ozzy. Was the Perry Mason album?
So Perry Mason is the name of that next album?
No, Osmosis, but I didn't think you
Okay.
would know it.
But this I don't. This is still Zach, right? Like this is Zach's second record, No Rest for the Wicked, Zach's first record.
Yeah, this is Zach's second record and his
Right.
last for a while.
Who else is in the band at this time? Because this is, if I remember, this is a pretty big Ozzy record.
Yeah, it was top 10. I uh I'm gonna guess Randy Castillo. I gotta look it up to
Right,
be
right.
sure.
Okay. All right. I guess I gotta go with it. I'm not gonna tell you a good pick, but I figured it was coming.
Hey,
All right, so
I met Ozzy when
oh
this album
wait, is
came.
that you're right. That was the record release for this?
Yeah.
Tell the story. Come on. Tell the people.
Okay, we heard Ozzy was making appearances in record stores in Manhattan. So we kept going to each record store and we keep just missing him. So we looked up when his last one was going to be. And so with Tower Records, we went there and we actually got there before he got there. We see him. I scream at him. He looks like I almost gave him a heart attack. The look that he gave me, which I
Oh,
take pride in it. And now I got online to
last online, right?
purposely with last online because I knew I was going to take a long time to tell him what I wanted him to do. And I said, Mr. Osborne, we've spent a lot of money going to your shows. We think it's only right and only fair that you come to one of ours. Trying to get
So
him to come see
what did he
Playground.
do?
He didn't acknowledge me. He got up like I wasn't there, stood up like he was looking through me, turned around and walked away like I was invisible.
Incredible. And somewhere in the archives, we have that tape somewhere of us going to Tower Records. I don't know why the hell I was coming with you. I guess I had nothing to do. You screaming, ah, see him
What,
turning around like you're a lunatic.
what if he remembers me? Or if he was scared? You know something? This was right after he that case where he was on trial for causing kids to commit suicide. So maybe he was
Oh,
comfortable with people
right,
like
right.
me.
Huh. I think he was probably just drugged up and didn't even hear you. All right, my number five. So this is a hard year for me. I don't have a lot of great stuff out of this year. Um, I have two albums. I have an A and B. I'm not going to call it. I'm using both of them. I don't give a shit. I'm using both of them because it's an A and B because both of them are not great records, but I like a lot of stuff on both of them. So I got to almost make an album out of both of them. So I'm going to go 5A, 5B. I never break the rules, Ernie. You always do. The hell with it. I'm going to go 5A, Prince's Diamonds and Pearls.
This is it. It's time for you to go to the wire. You will hit, 'cause you got the burning desire. It's your time. You got the horn, so why don't you blow? You are fine. You feel the cute, baby, you know it. Ooh, queen, get on top, queen. You will cop, queen. Don't you stop, queen. Show it wow.
Huh, I've heard of
The
him.
reason the reason why, again, I don't love this whole record, but there's obviously the singles, Cream and Diamonds and Pearls are so good. There's a couple other ones like Daddy Pop and stuff, but the whole album is not great. I do like a lot of it.
I agree. I agree. It's not one of my bottom Prince albums.
Yep,
But
but I
the
do.
song that you didn't mention that I do like, I like Thunder though,
Yeah, Thunder. Yeah, is that that's the first song I think, right?
and I like Get Off, which was actually the single before Cream.
It's a couple of the songs are on it that are really, really, really good, and then the rest of it. And I hate to tell you, that's kind of Prince's mo after this album too. He releases so much stuff that he has. Remember that big crystal ball box set you gave me?
That
There was a lot of crap on that, but there was some gems. But sorting through all the crap was almost not worth it. He was like literally recording everything he ever thought of, and he just recorded a song.
yeah. You know,
And my fa-
you ever see the video for Get Off when
I
he has the
don't think
pants
so.
with his butt hanging out of it with the butt out?
Oh, of course, of
Remember we were all
course.
gonna that's how we are gonna go
You- You'd be great in those pants. You got a great butt. She's got a great ass.
Save time in the bathroom too. Be quick.
No, I don't think that's how it works. You can wear that tomorrow for the colonoscopy or Monday, whenever the hell you're going.
I'll get out of there so much faster.
God, if you show up in those, Ernie, you say, you know what? I don't want to, I'm not taking my pants off. I wore these ridiculous things for you.
Doc, I'm ready.
And my 5B, so her first album is terrific. I know, listen, I know I'll be honest, she's terrible now. But when this person first came out, she was incredible. I'm talking about Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Her first album is perfect. Her second album, which is the one I have at 5B, Emotions, same way like the Prince record. Some really great songs on it, and then a lot of filler. But I'm going to make a full album out of those two records, Ern.
Sure.
Come on, what do you got at number 4?
Number 4, I'm choosing 20 albums I'm putting together to make it a single album.
All right, what do you got? Give it to me. I'm sorry, we're running out of time. We're going to have to move on.
My number 4 is Rope in the Wind by Garth Brooks.
Ooh, I missed this. Which God songs are on this?
Shameless, The River,
Oh,
Rodeo was on it.
oh,
Papa Loves Mama.
you son of a bitch. I got to change my picks.
This is
Papa Loves Mama's the best.
this could be his best album, really.
Again, I love Garth, but I know mostly I know the greatest hits and I know his live stuff too. I don't know the individual records. This is a great pick that I missed. Nicely done.
And just to accentuate how nicely it is, there's only 10 songs on the album, and that's 4 of them already.
Wow. Oh, the river is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But Papa Love Mom. I'm going to play a clip of that right now.
Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. You know it drove Mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than just a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if his kids were alright. Mama would wait for that call to come in, but when Daddy'd hang up, well, she was gone again. Mama was a looker, Lord, how she shined. Papa was a good and rough and jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen.
Oh, how good is that song? I mean, it's the story that song tells. My wife loves that song. What a good song. Great pick, Ernie.
Thank you.
All right. My number 4. I love, everyone knows, and I mentioned him earlier in the show, Mr. Sammy Hagar. I love Hagar Van Halen. All the albums didn't have a crazy amount of great songs on them. I didn't love Balance. I didn't. OU 812 is actually pretty good. 5150 is a perfect record for me. Maybe without what's the last song on there? Yeah, that song's not great. A little bit of a filler, but it's kind of cool vibe for the record. But I think this is their second best Sammy record, and that's For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Is there any other way?
How do you say that album?
for unlawful carnal knowledge. You said it right.
Oh, okay. What are the first letters of each one of those names?
Fuck.
Nice. You disgusting animal. You're going to hell.
Some historians say that's where the word comes from.
I like it. Yeah, that'd be good. But what a great record, right? They're back, top of the world. Right now, Pound Cake. So many good songs on this album.
The three songs you mentioned are good. I don't, except for those three songs though. The album not quite as good. The only Sammy Hagar album for me is 5150.
But there's a lot of stuff. The next what balance? OU 812. Is there one more too? What's the other one? No more. That's it. And then there's only four. Why do I keep thinking there's five?
I don't know. There's you don't know what love can do. What song is that? Is that on balance? You don't some title like that?
Maybe I don't know if is that a Sammy solo song? No, right?
No, it's the last
Oh,
single, I think.
don't tell me what love can do. Yeah, yeah, that's balance. Balance is okay. Yeah, balance. Let me just see. I think there's. Yeah, I think I'm not counting the live record, obviously. Um, no, yeah, that's it, I guess. Yeah, the live here right now, I'm not counting.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
it's
pretty solid.
yeah.
All right, what do you got? Number three. Give it to me.
Uh,
Sugar
I'm glad
Lips.
you like the Garth Brooks one so much because all our goodwill is gone now. Nevermind by Nirvana.
Oh my God. And it's over Garth Brooks.
I This album doesn't have any filler. No filler at all. It's come on. It smells like Teen Spirit, In Bloom, Come as You Are, Lithium, and that's just side one.
Dead to me, Ernie. I don't like any of them. I really don't.
I am aware.
Obviously, personal reasons, destroys my career at this time. But I really don't like them. I don't like grunge. It's I like feel good, catchy, poppy songs. And grunge is everything the opposite of what I just said.
Absolutely true. It's it's Sabbathy to me.
Yeah, you're right. It's doom and gloom, and I'm depressed, and I hate to say it, but where are all those guys now? Almost every one of them dead.
I had a student with a T-shirt, and it was you got to imagine this T-shirt, and it was a picture of Kurt Cobain singing, and the second picture is Kurt Cobain on the floor with the gunshot, and the first thing said Kurt Cobain, next thing said Kurt No Brain.
Oh my God. But
Oh,
it's crazy. I mean, listen, they were obviously, there was a lot of drug use, there was a lot of depression, and that's what the music kind of dictates. And I can hear it. It's not, I love party music. I love, or even a love songs. I'm happy or sad, even a sad love song, whatever it is. I don't want doom and gloom, um, depressing music. That's not why I listen to music.
I am aware that how you feel about it, but
I hate,
I do love the album.
and I hate you now, Ernie. I used to love you.
Remember, I'm not a fan of any groups. If a group I hate puts out a great album, I like it. If a group I love puts out a terrible album, I don't like it. Yeah.
No, I'm
This is
with you. I don't love something unconditionally. Of course not. If I there's albums out there by acts that I don't necessarily love the band, but I can say that's a good album. But I I just can't get into any of this stuff. I can't. Um, Stone Temple Pilots was for me the better of those types of bands, just because it did have a little element of patchiness and poppiness and groove and stuff. Soundgarden, I like Chris Cornell's voice. So they weren't terrible either, but like the Pearl Jams, the Alice in Chains, the Nirvanas. At this time period, I'm going more towards pop music and Hootie and the Blowfish and Oasis and Shania Twain and Alanis Morissette, and even though Alanis is obviously some depressing stuff too, but it's still catchy at least. All
I like
right,
Shania.
my number three. This album is a very underrated record. This album nobody knows of. The first record probably nobody even knows of, but the first record was probably better than the second. And we're talking about Badlands. What a great, phenomenal band. You got Jakey Lee from Ozzy, Ray Gillen, Eric Singer. What a phenomenal band. The first record was off the charts, almost a flawless record. I really believe it is. And I got to tell you, the second record is close. It's not as good as the first, but it's really damn good. And most people don't know of it, especially because it's not on any streaming platforms right now. It's hard to get. It obviously, this is when it's released. It's later in that movement where this stuff is not popular anymore. I don't know if even if they tour with this record. I saw Badlands on the first tour. I don't remember even hearing of them touring on this next record. So this record really didn't get a lot of promo. I don't remember seeing a video, nothing. You know this record, Ern?
Don't. I know the first album very well, but I never heard this album.
It's called Voodoo Highway.
Highway. Yep. I gotta tell you though, out of all the '80s singers, that guy, I love that guy's voice.
Oh, he's incredible.
That guy and
It-
Cinderella, the guy from Cinderella, are just something about their voices that I just absolutely love.
Two very different voices too, but two just unstoppable voices. Incredible. Yep. There's like an a cappella song at the end of Voodoo Highway. And it kind of goes into my next pick too, what we'll talk about. But it's such an incredible song. I think it's called In a Dream. And God, maybe 10 years later, 20 years later, even, I think his name was Bo Bice on American Idol, he sang a song. He said, I'm going to do a song from Badlands Voodoo Highway. And I was like, what? On American Idol. And it was a showstopper. It was incredible. And I think he did it a cappella too. What a great song.
I remember that.
You remember? Really?
Bo Bice and Constantine Morelos were at the same time were
Yep.
competing against, and I was like,
Yeah.
"This is great for the watchers, but the viewers. But the two of them, they're gonna cancel each other out."
And then almost what happened, I think Bo went further. And then I think Carrie Underwood wins that year. And Carrie is obviously one of the biggest singers in the world right now.
Yep.
And I was pissed. I wanted Bo to win.
I would have took either one of those.
But listen, Carrie's great, of course.
No, I meant not. I didn't mean Carrie.
Oh, you meant Bo and Constantine. Well, obviously, I know Constantine very well. Good friends now. He was a guest star on Z-Rock. Fun episode. He was great. We did like this rocker mom contest I think it was in Bryant Park in the city where IFC filmed it. He was one of the judges along with, I think, Dee Snider and Eddie Trunk and Sebastian Bach. And he was great. Kept in touch all over the years. We even did a COVID song together when everyone was doing those collaborative songs video wise. Did some fun stuff. He's great. Good, cool, great guy.
Cool.
All right, come on. What do you got? Number 2.
Such an obvious pick. Black Album by Metallica.
Yeah, it's on my honorable mentions.
I got one story about this album that I was able to get this album 3 days before it was actually released from a mutual friend that worked at
yes.
Atlantic. And I believe this person was actually got the album for your brother,
You're
but
right.
I begged you. It says, listen, let me take it home and copy it. I think you were having a playground band practice. Matter of fact, I'll take it
Right.
home, put it on cassette, and I'll get it back before the band practice is even over. So I do that. I and you have a show, matter of fact, the very next night, and that's gonna be part of this story, by the way. So I got a copy of the new Metallica album. I listened to it nonstop. I'm blown away. You know, when I first hear this album, it's a revelation. So the next day, um my friend Eddie's girlfriend Christina with her friend Joyce come over
I know this story.
to pick me and Eddie up to go see Playground, and I was had such a crush on this girl Joyce.
Describe the girls.
Uh, just courgettes, I guess was
Yes.
from back then.
Perfect. That's the word I wanted.
So Joyce is a Metallica head. She's a Metallica fanatic, and she's telling me, "Oh, we're talking about Metallica, waiting for Eddie, who takes forever to get his hair done back then, get ready." Wait, so she's telling me how much she loves Fade to Black, her favorite Metallica song ever, and I am so enamored by The Unforgiven at this time. It's not even on the radio yet, but Unforgiven. So I say I have a song by Metallica from the new album, not even released yet, that's better than Fade to Black. She goes, I got to hear it. So I bring up my bedroom. She's on my bed, and I play The Unforgiven for her, and she's like blown away. She goes, "That was amazing." I was like, "Right? Incredible. All right, let's go."
So to recap, you got the girl of your dreams that you have a crush on up into your bedroom, in your bed, and you play her a Metallica song, and you say, "Okay, let's get out of here."
Her friend Christina pulls me aside afterwards. Goes, "So, oh yeah, okay. So tell me what happened." Goes, "Yeah, I showed her the song. She loved it." She goes, "Yeah, but what happened?" She goes, "I go, yeah, she loved it." She goes, "She went upstairs in your bedroom. Was it in your bed? And all you did was play the song?" She goes, I said, "Yeah, she loved it. Why?" She goes, "You're an idiot." She goes,
Yep, Ernie had the moves back then. Ernie had the moves, baby. Just like
Mr.
rerun.
Oh, oh, I'm not proud, I guess.
Uh, but you showed her the song, Ernie. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
You're a disgrace to all men.
story came out of it.
You know the part of the story I never heard until tonight,
Is that
which it actually lessens the humor of the story. I didn't know she was a Metallica fan. I here's how I remember the story. All I remember is Eddie and his girlfriend and her friend came over, and while Eddie was getting ready, you went upstairs with you asked Joyce to come up to the bedroom with you, and she came up willingly, and you sat her on your bed and you played her the Metallica song. And I know, obviously, I know her, so I know she's a courgette. I'm never thinking she's a Metallica fan. I'm the whole part of the story that never clicked was why Ernie's so proud of this new Metallica album. Why is he playing this courgette, the new Metallica album? What is he? So you even blew it more in my mind until tonight. So I respect you a little more.
oh, maybe she wasn't even being honest about the Metallica part.
Exactly. She just wanted that Ernie bed.
Yep.
But tell the people, if I remember correctly, which would have been a little awkward. You couldn't shut your bedroom door because it would hit your bed, right?
Yeah, she's on the bed because there is nothing else. My room was a closet.
His room was literally so small. It was the bed, almost no walking space in front of the bed, and you couldn't shut the door because the door hit the bed before it would shut.
I would have to pull the bed all the way out to shut the door, and I would be trapped inside it too. If I when I
Incredible. Maybe you should have done that.
yeah, I'll be in jail.
All right, my number two. Good pick. No, listen. At the time, again, I'm submersed in other music. I didn't love Metallica. I didn't. It wasn't grunge to me. I still liked Metallica because I went to see them at Monsters of Rock, and I saw Metallica open for. God, oh no, I think I saw Metallica at the Garden, maybe with Queensryche opening. God, I don't remember. But I saw Metallica a couple times live. Great. I liked Metallica. I didn't love them, but I liked them. My brother loved them. So I didn't dislike the Black Album. I actually liked the album a little bit better because it was getting a little bit more tame. I wasn't into that such aggressive music. Obviously, looking back now, I like Master of Puppets more. But I think Black Album would probably be my second pick. I know a lot of people like Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All, but I'll take Master of Puppets and then the Black Album probably. But I wasn't into it at that time yet. So my number two, this one, I loved again. I loved their first record when it came out. Saw them live. The second record was probably a bigger. Well, it wasn't probably. It was 100% times a bigger record. I still prefer the first record, but I'm gonna take this record as my number two choice. That's Mr. Biggs. Lean into it.
If you're a red hot firecracker, I will light your fuse. If you cry like a little girl, I'll dry your baby blues. When you need a man of action, I'm ready to make my move. Like a shotgun shot, Johnny on the spot, there's nothing I can't do. Everything you're looking for, you can find in me. I'll be anything you want, anyone you need. I'll be your daddy, your brother, your lover, and your little boy.
Woo! You
You know this
described
one?
every word you said except Mr. Big describes my number one.
Wow, no way.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh,
oh my God.
I know you're. Well, it's going to be the same choice as mine too. So you son of a bitch. And it really does. You're right. It does. It's perfectly said. No, it's not perfectly said because I like the first one better this way. You like the first one of your number one better too?
No,
Oh, right. Yeah, opposite. Right.
this album is possibly my favorite album by the group, but we're getting ahead. We're getting
Yes.
too
So
far.
again, lean into it. Mr. Big's first record is so good. It's addicted to that rush. Wind me up. But I also like songs like Big Love and Had Enough, and so many good songs on that record. I saw them a couple times live on that tour. L'Amour, obviously, fast forward whatever it is, 25 years later, I'm playing with Eric Martin. I'm playing all of the Mr. Big songs live with him, all over the country. We're doing and we're doing a lot of the Lean Into It album because the Lean Into It album is the big album. We're doing Addicted to That Rush. We're doing Alive and Kickin', Green Tinted 60s Mine, and obviously the number one hit from this record, To Be With You. And Eric always teases that I think he says that paid for his 3 divorces or something like that. So he looks back at it fondly.
Of course.
You know this record, Ern?
Yes, I do. It's the only Mr. Big album I know.
There's some good ones. The first one, like I said, I think the first one is even better, but this one has To Be With You, which is the hit, and it kind of correlates back to that the Badlands album. These albums come out for me simultaneously because I get them at the same time, and it's weird because at the last song on both records is the vibe, and I loved both songs. It was before To Be With You was a hit, and obviously In a Dream was never a hit for Badlands, but both songs. In a Dream was a cappella song, and To Be With You, of course, is an acoustic ballad that was, turned out to be a number one hit. But I liked it way before it was even a single.
Remember moshing to be with you at Christopher's?
Oh yes, was that during one of the jam nights or one of the playground nights? It was one of jam nights, right?
I don't remember the jam nights. I do
Yeah,
remember now. I remember. I don't remember if it was a jam night or not.
I think it was. I think it was because we used to go there every once in a while and do like all the local bands would do jams together. That was fun.
Remember they had a scream contest?
Oh,
Who could
is that? No, that's not when you almost passed out on stage. That was with ZO2, right?
was a different scream
Yeah.
moment. Christopher did a scream. Um, I won it, but I actually did the end of Smells Like Teen Spirit. The
Oh my
the end of the night. I did that, and I
Yes. Obviously, if you hear the beginning of our show, Ernie is a famous karaoke performer.
so
His quick rendition of Roxanne is at the very opening of our show, and I heard about Ernie's. I was there for the scream, of course, but I heard about your karaoke performances for God. It must have been almost a decade before I actually heard it. Because all through the playground years, I never saw you really do karaoke. I don't know where I was or where you were doing them, and I wasn't there, but I never saw you do karaoke. And then we were down in Wildwood, remember? I think at the infamous the high scale establishment we used to go to in Wildwood called Beef and Beer, and that really is the name of the place, right? Remember in Beef and Beer?
it still exists though.
And they had karaoke there, and you sang.
Roxanne.
No, you didn't sing Roxanne that night. Do you remember what you sang?
So Roxanne and Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Yeah, but hopeless. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You did do Roxanne, but hopelessly devoted was first. And we're drinking beers, and that was the first time I ever heard you sing karaoke. And the part, where you start opening up, when you go into it and you go on your knees, I literally threw up back in my beer. I was laughing so loud.
The operative word in the title is hopeless.
It was incredible. The people were going ballistic in all different emotions. Some joy, some anger, some disgust, some love. Everything you can imagine. The people were throwing at you, Ernie,
I'm very
including
proud.
some chairs, I think.
I'm very proud of my purpose at a karaoke night because before I go on and do my thing, only the best people go on and sing. Then I go on, and then I see everybody signing their names. Nobody cares after I go. Everybody
You
just
give
wants my.
everyone confidence, Ernie.
I'm uplifting.
But you know what? It's true because it really is the meaning of what karaoke should be. It shouldn't be singers going up and singing. It should be regular people having fun.
I always tell my wife and her friends, karaoke in a bar is the best idea of a night out because everybody in the world falls into two categories: people that like to sing karaoke and people that like to make fun of people singing karaoke.
Yep,
Everybody falls into one of those two categories.
I couldn't agree more. I'm with you.
So it's perfect.
Come on, what do we got for your number one, Ernie? Let me recap. We got number
One more.
five.
Stop. One more
Go, go,
karaoke
go.
story.
Give
Remember
me.
live karaoke in the band in the
Of,
Orleans Grocery?
of course. Go ahead.
I was going to mention it because David from your band, David Z, when he saw me do that,
Oh,
he never called me Ernie. He always called me Roxanne.
oh, I didn't know that. Is that the clip I have on the front, right? That's your karaoke when you did karaoke at
Yeah,
Arlene's, right? That's what it is.
yeah.
And I think I'm not positive. It might be the very first video on my YouTube page.
I'm
I
honored.
gotta look. And obviously you can watch episodes of Top Five on my YouTube page at Joey Cassata. I'm gonna look tonight. If I remember correctly, it's either my first or my second video ever on my YouTube page.
The guy
What a
who
night.
did the MC. I was going up and I was going to do a whole lot of Rosie. And at the last second, I said, you know something? I got to do the same song I always do. And I said, listen, I got to change it to Roxanne. He goes, no. He goes, I love Whole Lot of Rosie. And I says, you got to trust me. I got to do Roxanne. So I do Roxanne. And that MC guy afterwards goes, thank God you told me to change it.
When you get up to, let me tell you something. I've never heard a response for any karaoke person in all of my life, and I've been to karaoke bars and performances everywhere. Nobody gets the reaction you get.
I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud for somebody to recognize my greatness.
That's why I love you, Ernie. Even though you picked Nevermind, you asshole. All right. Your number one 1991 pick. Let's recap. Number 5, No More Tears. Number 4, the one I missed. I can't believe I missed it. Rope in the Wind, Garth Brooks. Number 3,
Well, it's lights out. It's less
never.
dangerous.
Exactly. I'm not even going to say it. Number 2, Metallica's Black Album. And the number 1 album of 1991, which I think is my number 1 as well. Give it to me.
You want to guess?
I know it. Go ahead.
Enough's enough. Strength.
There's no time to judge our love with all the mess around this time's our time. And I know it takes more than I give now to build a world where you and I can live. And I need you now to help me through, to be the one I know is true. To hold my hand, to keep the faith, to be my guide, to be my strength.
Of
Come
course.
on. Maybe my favorite Enough's Enough album, period, actually.
It's so damn good. And I'm going to tell you, I almost didn't do it. You know why? On Spotify, it says 1990.
Huh. That's
But
not right.
on no, in Google, everywhere else, it says 91. But if I look on Spotify, I'm going to look again right now. It's, oh no, wait, it does. Wait a second. Where did
I
I
just
see
called
it wrong? Interesting.
Spotify's watching this podcast, so they
No,
just, oh,
want to see? Watch. It says, I don't know if you could see it.
it says 90,
See it?
huh?
It
Yeah.
says 90. But then if I click on the album, like if I do the search, where is it? Enough's enough. If I do the search, it says 91. So it's two different spots on Spotify. It's weird. But go ahead. Tell me about the album.
Uh, this, like, Baby Loves You, for example, from the album, is on my wedding CD that me and my wife, we made a wedding CD and we gave it to this mixed CD to all the guests as a party favor. And this was one of the songs. Every song on this is incredible. There's no filler. It, I think it's the number one Enough's Enough album. You know who is also a huge fan? Is Howard Stern. That
Oh, yes.
when
I
it's,
mean, he's,
he said this is his favorite group, his number one favorite group when this album came out was Enough's Enough.
I remember this like it was yesterday. I mean, I remember liking the first record a little. I remember seeing the video, New Thing, and Fly High Michelle, obviously, but I wasn't that into it. I had it, but I wasn't big enough fan. I just liked it. This album comes out, and this is when Playground is, full steam. We're playing every other weekend. We're hanging out 24/7 together at Snyder's apartments. We're playing music. I don't know who gets the album first. Maybe you, Ern. You bring it over. I don't even, is it CDs at this point or is it cassettes? I don't even know. Maybe the CD. What do you think? Probably a cassette, right?
I think I was the first one to have it. I
You don't
think
think you were?
I think so.
Billy, maybe?
I'm gonna guess Steve.
Whatever it was. Once one of us had it, we all had it because that's how it worked, right? We just copy it, just like, streaming and burning stuff now. We played this album almost 24 hours a day when we were hanging out together in Snyder's apartment or later in the house. And this album was on constantly, and none of us got sick of it. It was so good. And I know people, again, I know we had the Enough's Enough episode. We had Donnie on our show. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and look at the Donnie B episode. He was incredible. We talk all about all of our favorite songs and his favorite Enough's Enough songs. But people don't look at Enough's Enough and think, great bands. I think Beatles, I think stuff like that when I hear Enough's Enough. I don't think hair metal. And they got categorized as hair metal because of when they came out and what they looked like. But Howard Stern, again, he was the biggest promoter of Enough's Enough. He would wave the Enough's Enough flag every show, every episode, and they just never hit big. I don't know why. And they have a dozen records that every record is absolutely fantastic. And you're right, Ernie. This might be the best one. It definitely is. Just like Kiss. Enough's Enough probably is my second favorite band ever. Maybe. Um, just like Kiss. I can't pick a favorite record because one day I like this, one day I like that. That's how I am with Enough's Enough. Strength is up there, and it has been my favorite record before. That's for sure.
I read one review of this album a while back that really stuck out of my mind. Now, even though the word ripoff is in this review, just pay attention to every other word this guy says. This album is the greatest Abbey Road tribute slash ripoff album ever recorded. Just think of what words he's using. It's, I mean, I don't understand it so much. I'm not a critic so much, but it's powerful words he's using, mentioning the greatest Abbey Road tribute slash ripoff ever recorded. Yeah,
And again, it's one of those things where I think it's argued that is Abbey Road the greatest Beatle record? Maybe. It's sometimes my favorite Beatle record. Usually it's Abbey Road. No, not Abbey. Usually it's Rubber Soul, but Abbey Road is always second. And I know everyone loves Revolver, everyone loves Sergeant Pepper. Abbey Road is always second. Rubber Soul is one, Abbey Road is second. And do could they flip flop here or there? Sure. If you're comparing any record in the universe to Abbey Road, it's got to be a goddamn good record.
yep. And Howard Stern wrote the all the linear liner notes to the next
Yeah.
Enough's Enough, which is not one of my favorite Enough's Enough albums.
No, the
It's one of my
third
least-
one, yeah, third one might be my least favorite. Yep, Animals, and
Maybe that's
I
the
don't know.
reason why.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but this album doesn't sell either. This album doesn't hit big. This album doesn't sell. Strength doesn't do anything. There's no big videos. At least the first album has Fly High Michelle. It had New Thing. MTV was, killing those songs. But again, you're talking about now we're talking about it's not songs. It's not quality of music. It's the time and it's image. Just like I guess image played a part in the 80s, the opposite played a part starting in 91. If you look like someone that came out from the 80s, they wanted nothing to do with you.
Unfortunately, yep.
Yep.
But it
But
does
again,
our own little secret. Maybe it's better that they never got huge. Not for them. I mean, but for us.
and they'll both, I'm friends with Chip too. And if Donnie's listening, they'll both hunt us down and kill us. But I weirdly agree with you because I feel like they're our band. Nobody knows Enough's Enough Peach Fuzz. Nobody knows Seven or Tweaked, all those incredible records. And I almost like it better that way. I don't love when someone else discovers a movie like weirdly, I'll even bring it to Marvel. I've been an Avengers fan. I've been collecting Avenger comics since I'm 5 years old. I have every issue of Avengers that has ever been released. I was a big Avenger fan my whole life. My brother loved the X-Men. The X-Men in the 80s and the 90s were everything in comic books. Everything. Avengers was the shit of Marvel. Even though it had Captain America and Thor, it was the shit of Marvel. No one wanted any part of the Avengers. But they were still always my team. And then when the movie was going to be made, I was like, oh my God, I hope they make this good. I just can't picture them doing well because it's not going to, it's just not going to do good. Even Iron Man, because obviously Iron Man's an Avenger. I just thought it was going to be a B movie, like the Fantastic Four movie that came out in the 90s. And then when it hit big, I loved it so much. But then I started feeling like, everyone's jumping on what I already love. And I didn't like it.
That's my point.
It's almost like Ernie, another great example. You know how like the fan base, the Australians especially love Ernie Palooza.
Hello, Australia.
I've known about Ernie Palooza since 1989. We used to cuddle together and sleep on mattresses with no sheets and just box springs and
No matter.
vacations together and catch fake bugs and all that stuff. And I know Ernie Palooza before the world loved him.
You make it sound so romantic.
All right, we got time for, let's do an honorable mention or two each.
Okay, let me see what I got. My honorable mentions. I got two rap albums, and this was the both of these bands end of their careers as far as I'm concerned. The NWA album from this year and the Enemy album was the last of for these the last great album to come out of both of these groups. I got more, by the way, if you also want to mention.
Yeah,
If you take the two Guns N' Roses albums, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and you pick the best songs from both of them and make one single album, that album would have been in my top five.
almost like what I did with my 5A and 5B.
Yeah, but yours sounded really like more like you were cheating.
Give
And
me
I got
another
one.
one, Ernie, because
I got
you might as well do one or two more because I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the first episode ever. I have no honorable mentions. This is a terrible year.
For a period of time, I couldn't get enough of the first Pearl Jam album. I mean, it still sounds light years away from anything else they ever did after that. But there was a period of time in 1991, maybe for about a month, where I listened to this album and I couldn't stop listening to it. And then suddenly it went away. Like that. I don't my
You know why? I think it went away when you heard Strength.
maybe. But I gotta be honest with you, there was a time period where I was living, breathing that first Pearl Jam album, going nuts over it. But then
Yeah.
suddenly it went away.
It's funny. Like bands like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and even Alice in Chains, I get why people like it. I don't love it, but I can respect it because I understand that it is good. It's just not for me. But I get why people like it. Nirvana, I actually don't get why people like. I just don't get it. I don't like his voice. I don't like the sound of the instruments. I don't like his melodies. I don't even like Dave Grohl's drumming on it. I just don't like anything about them. It's a weird, so off-putting to me. I don't get it. It's almost like it was force-fed and people sucked it up and they got duped into liking something that stinks.
It's your opinion. It's
All right,
for
this is
me.
a great one, Ern.
For me, it's Black Sabbath. Meets the Beatles somehow.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's
I'll
very
agree with you on the I'll agree with you on the Sabbath part, which is why I don't like it. Listen,
it's
even Sabbath I've learned to appreciate over the years. I always told you, I liked Sabbath's music. I like Tony, I like Bill, I like all the geezer. It's Ozzy's voice that I never could get into. The songs, I actually like the songs. But
Ozzy's voice.
I know I like Sabbath because
How?
I like Dio Sabbath. I just don't like Ozzy Sabbath. Even though I like the Ozzy Sabbath songs, I don't like Ozzy. That's what it is. I can't take his voice.
His voice could be an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's acquired, all right.
Yeah.
This is a good one, Ern. Again, remember the new book from myself and Tom and Zeus from Shout It Out Loudcast. Raise your glasses. What's it called again? Raise your glasses. A celebration of 50 years of Kiss songs by celebrities, musicians, and fans. Coming soon. Only available on Amazon. Keep on the lookout on social media. You will see constant updates for it. It's going to be incredible once it comes out. All the celebrities involved are going to be doing promos. We're going to be doing the whole uh, interview press run, and we're going to be doing interviews. Yes, Ernie, just like you're going to be doing on Tuesday.
I want to put this on the cover right underneath raise your glasses or right above it.
Oh, do it again. Well, hold on. Put your glasses on.
Yeah.
Ernie, raise your glasses. That should have been the cover. All right, Ernie, any last words?
My kids got me into a cartoon named Invincible.
Oh, I know it. I saw first season. I didn't see second season.
All right. That was I wanted to point it out to you. But when you pointed out the Avengers, I'm like, you got to watch this show. It's like halfway between the Avengers and the boys. It's like right in the middle.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's a little more towards the boys, I think, than Avengers. But yes, I love it. Did you watch the second season?
No, I'm still in the middle of the first season.
Yeah. I didn't see the second either, but I heard it's really good. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna watch it soon. Boys new season. I haven't watched it either. I will.
Just started the boys as well. I had to wait for my kid.
Oh, the first season?
I think I've only seen the first episode so far.
You watching it with the kids? That's
Yeah.
a tough one to watch. It might be a little tough to watch with the kids.
Not my daughter, the older ones.
Okay, good. Yeah, I can't. I definitely can't watch it with the kids. You'll see. I don't know if you see it right away, but you'll see it later.
I already got the vibe, yeah.
All right, Aaron, this is a great episode. Remember, email us at top5 with Joey Cassata at gmail.com. Send us your question. Send us what you thought of this episode. Give us some topic ideas. We love to hear from you. Love to hear what you're liking, what you're disliking. You guys want to see the doctor back? Give me some emails. Demand his presence, and maybe we can summon him from beyond the grave.
I actually have an email from one of our fans right here.
What does
A
it say?
question in our show. When will the next playground show be?
Ooh, that's a great question. So, like I said, it took 35 years to get this one going. We're looking at about another 35 years. No, I'm kidding. Like I said last week, someone told us 11,480 days in between shows. What could go wrong? Let's make it definitely less than 11,480 days, Ern. What do you think?
A lot less.
We got a lot of stuff in the works. Like I said, the documentary is being edited right now. Maybe an album in the future. Maybe some more shows. Stay tuned.
Exciting.
We'll see you next time. Woo!